And good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. You have tuned into something extraordinary this evening, and we welcome you. This is Social Venture Partners Tucson Fast Pitch 2021, presented by TMC Healthcare, coming to you live from the U of A Tech Parks in lovely Tucson, Arizona. My name is Tom McNamara. I'm with Arizona Public Media here in Tucson, and we are so happy you have joined us tonight. It's going to be a wonderful evening, and it's going to do wonderful things for a lot of people who will be very grateful for your help throughout the evening. It's all about coming together, and when I say good evening, good morning, good afternoon, we're joined by folks from all around the world right now here in Tucson. And let me read you a short list. We have viewers in Indiana, Seattle, New York, Boise, California, Denver, Boston. We even have people joining us tonight from Japan, India, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and Spain. So thanks to all of you so much for taking the time and caring enough to be a part of this. During the evening, you're going to meet 10 very inspiring and impressive leaders in the nonprofit field who are here with all of their heart and all of their soul. Think about that. These are people whose profession is to raise money, is to help others in their work life, and it becomes more than a job, it becomes a vocation. So they're all as into it tonight, and we know that you're aligned with that, and we're very grateful that you're with us and are here to support us tonight. There are a lot of ways that you can engage with us tonight, and we're going to show you a lot of that on the screen, get a little bit of the detail out front so you know how things are going to work tonight. Multiple ways. You can use a chat bar. Share your comments with us as we go along tonight, your reactions and suggestions. You can socialize with social venture partners and share your experience on your social media platforms. And please use the following hashtags when you post. This is very important. This will help us out a lot. Donate to the nonprofits by texting Fast Pitch 2021 to 707070. You'll have the choice to select one nonprofit or multiple nonprofits and the amount you wish to donate. If you prefer, you can also make a donation by going to pledgeling.com. It's right there on the screen. Sounds a little funny, but that's how we spell it, pledgeling.com/fastpitch. And later this evening, you will have the opportunity to vote for the TEP Power to the People Award. And that's a biggie. That's a real tribute to a nonprofit now, because you'll be the ones who decide the winner of that. And I know that all 10 nonprofits would be very happy if you chose them. We're going to be joined right now by folks who have been working so hard on this project all year long. This is the big night. This is a crescendo, but Social Venture Partners has been working day and night for over a year now to put this together with all the challenges of the COVID era. And I would like to invite the CEO of Social Venture Partners on stage right now. Sierra Garcia is joining me. Sierra, good to see you.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate you being here with us this evening.
My pleasure. And as I mentioned, so many of us are here tonight to help out. You and your staff have been the ones doing the heavy lifting throughout the year. And we're very appreciative and very excited for you that you have a great night tonight. And wave to everyone all around the world, Australia and Japan. Very impressive. So you put something special together.
Thank you. We've been working hard at this,
yeah.
And we just checked. We've sold over 350 tickets.
Nice.
We also have over 200 people joining us, sponsors, the participants with complimentary tickets. So we've got a great audience tuning in tonight.
And it's all about the effort, but also about Social Venture Partners. So tell me about your organization here in Tucson and elsewhere.
So Social Venture Partners is all about bringing people together to create community change. And we know that nonprofits really shoulder the burden for the greatest social challenges of our time. And they don't often have the resources that they need to maximize their impact. And so at SVP, we invest in nonprofits. And when I say that we invest, we bring money to the table in the form of unrestricted grants. But we also amplify that financial investment with the time and the talent and the expertise of community members, bringing them together with the nonprofits so they can work shoulder to shoulder to really have an impact in our community. And you mentioned that there's
Mhm.
SVPs all around the world. So
Right.
we are a part of Social Venture Partners International. There are 40 SVPs in
Wow.
9 countries around the world.
Mhm.
And all of us work together, bringing best practices, innovative ideas into our local communities.
And one of the big things you do is right here, right now, fast pitch. Tell us how that works.
Yes. So Fast Pitch is all about training nonprofit leaders
Mhm.
on communication skills so they can share their vision and their passion and their impact
Mhm.
with everyone here tonight. And this process actually started last fall when there was a competitive application process, and we selected the 10 nonprofits that you're going to meet tonight.
Mhm.
We actually received the most applications we've ever received.
Great, great.
And then starting in January, they've been going through the Fast Pitch training program.
So,
And
yeah, there's a lot to this.
there
Yeah,
is, I know, there's so much I want to share.
yeah.
So the highlights of the Fast Pitch program are they went through workshops to learn the skills that you're going to see tonight. They've gone through 3 practice sessions where we get them up on a stage and help them get comfortable sharing that pitch. And then they're each paired with 2 mentors. And those people are just really support and guide them through the entire process.
Nice. I know Brittany Battle is one of your key players, and she's
Yes.
going to be handing me good news throughout the night as dollars and numbers roll in. I'm looking forward to that. But the challenges that your staff, Brittany, you, everyone else involved here, have faced over the past year, and we'll talk about some of the more profound challenges you've had later on. A big loss you had in the organization, but you've had to align with this new normal in society and in your work. What's changed with Fast Pitch this year?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, I mean, 2020 changed our world.
Mm-hmm.
And so at SVP, we took the time to really listen to our community and learn what was
Yeah.
needed. And so we made some changes to the Fast Pitch program. Specifically, we honed in the types of nonprofits that we welcomed into Fast Pitch this year. So all of the nonprofits that are going to share their pitches are serving people who are impacted by COVID,
Yeah.
serving our most marginalized communities, and fighting against racial and gender injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing we did is we really just increased the amount of resources that we brought to those nonprofits. So after tonight, the nonprofits go through a second phase of training where they get to learn more communication skills and marketing skills. And I do want to say thank you to Graham Hoffman and the Jewish Community Foundation for partnering with us on the build out of phase 2. And then perhaps the most exciting thing is we have tripled the amount of money that we're going to give out on this fast pitch stage tonight.
That's great. That's impressive. Brittany was telling me earlier last year it was a black tie affair, wine and music and whatever. And here we are, but we've all more or less gotten used to this kind of format, this kind of effort in this vein. What is your big wish for tonight?
So right now, the Fast Pitch class of 2021, that's how we refer to them, is outside at a beautiful location here at the U of A Tech Parks. You got to go out and say hi to them, Tom. And it's actually the first time they've been together as a class or a cohort through this process. They're watching them on big screens. Think of it like a outdoor movie.
Right.
And they're excited to see their pitches on those big screens. They're really excited to see how our community responds.
Yeah.
So my wish this evening is that everyone will be inspired into action and that everyone tuning in will step up and help us and support these nonprofits.
And that will happen. Yeah, thank you so much for all you've done, your staff. And now it's up to everyone who's joined us this evening, this morning, this afternoon. So thanks so much.
Thank
Sierra.
you, Tom.
We
And thank
appreciate
you. Thank you so much for acknowledging the staff. I just want to say thank you to our entire staff team. There's so many people have
Nice people.
worked together to put this on. And so thank you to everyone.
Yeah. And the folks in your line of work, it's a vocation as well as these inspiring leaders of nonprofits. It's deep inside.
Yes.
And so we want to do our part to help bolster your efforts. So thank you
you,
so
Tom.
much. All right. Well, there's a little more detail to get through now to sort of set things up before we start hearing the pitches from our nonprofits. Multiple ways to engage, as I've talked about, and you know all about the your comments are welcome. You can donate here or there. Don't forget the 70-70-70 rule if you can. At the end of tonight's pitches, we're going to be giving out over $100,000 in awards. And then the cleverly named, and it's wonderful, TEP. If you're not in Tucson, it's Tucson Electric Power. It's the TEP Power to the People Award. And it's going to be a very nice tribute to one of our nonprofits tonight. And there's a lot that goes along with that I'll talk about as well. And then we have a generous gift from the Connie Hillman Family Foundation that's going to be matching donations up to $50,000 tonight. So folks, businesses, individuals have really stepped up to help in the bigger effort tonight. And we hope you will as well. We're sure you will because you're here. And we thank you so much for dialing in. Don't want to leave any money on the table. You can find information now on how to support the nonprofits in a few different areas. It was in a digital program emailed to ticket holders. So if you have a ticket, you know all about this. Also on the Social Venture Partners website, that information. We'll share the information with you after each pitch. So if you miss it the first time, no worries, we'll be back to it. And volunteers will be sharing it in that chat bar that I talked about earlier. And again, we'll be giving you updates throughout the evening. But again, thank you so much for being a part of this community tonight. It's so very important, especially after the year we have all lived through. So let's get to the pitches now, and we're going to start with Fernando Gonzalez from the organization Make Way for Books.
This is my daughter, Ayla. Make Way for Books has helped her vocabulary. I think it builds her confidence, and she's very friendly because of it, and she's very open to reading books.
The first 5 years of a child's life impact their entire future. Children's earliest reading and language experiences build a foundation for all future learning in reading and writing, but also in math, science, focus, and critical thinking skills. But in our community, 4 out of 5 children do not have access to quality early education before kindergarten. This means 80% of our kids risk falling behind before their first day in school. I'm Fernando Gonzalez, Digital Director at Make Way for Books. I've spent the last 14 years working in education, and I've learned that by starting early, Make Way for Books is addressing the root of the problem. We work with underserved children from birth to 5 years old to build a foundation for lifelong learning. Over 22 years, we've developed innovative programs based on the latest early childhood science. We go out into the community to support all of the adults in a child's life, including educators and parents. Today, I want to tell you about how we're creating lasting change for families like Michelle's through our Story School program. Michelle's daughter, Rosie, didn't go to preschool. She experienced speech delays and tested significantly behind at age 4. Because Michelle struggled in school, she worried Rosie would too. That's when they joined our Story School program. Over 10 weeks, Michelle and Rosie learned together. Rosie was immersed in stories as she sat on her mother's lap to sing, read, and learn with our staff and other kids. Michelle gained a community of parents that shared ideas, challenges, and triumphs together. They received a home library of multicultural books that allowed them to explore new perspectives. Rosie's literacy, language, and social skills blossomed, while her mother was empowered as her daughter's first and best teacher. Today, Rosie loves books. Her teachers tell us she's one of the top readers in her first grade class. And Michelle tells us that Rosie now chooses books over candy. This story is one of thousands. 75% of kids in Make Way for Books programs go on to read at or above benchmarks in first, second, and third grades. And research shows that when children from low-income families are reading at grade level by third grade, 90% of those students go on to graduate high school. Innovation is at the core of our work. Make Way for Books works to address the changing and diverse needs of children. We've adapted our Story School program to a whole new platform to meet families online during the pandemic. Today, I'm asking for your support to create lasting change. Story School serves 1,000 families every year. You can help us bring this program to 300 more families this year. Your gift of $200 enrolls a family in Story School. A gift of $400 enrolls a family and establishes their forever library with 20 high-quality books. But any amount allows us to get books in the hands of children. Together, we're rewriting the story of literacy for our whole community. Will you join us?
Fernando, thank you so much. You know a program is working when kids are choosing books over candy. What a great endorsement. Thank you so much for your pitch tonight, Fernando. We wish you and the folks at this Make Way for Books effort the very best going forward. And there's the information again, if you would like to text to be a part of this, to donate, Fast Pitch 2021 to 707070. That's 3 lucky 7s in there. We've made it easy for you. And we already have an update now rolling in from your generous contributions and your effort. Here's Brittany, and thank you, Brittany. A total of $3,180 raised in just within the first pitch tonight. So thank you very much. We understand about 300 screens are logged on all around the world at this time tonight, this morning. Thank you so much. $3,180. Our next pitch will be coming from Imelda Esquer from the YWCA of Southern Arizona. Imelda?
Welcome English class. Welcome clase de inglés.
Have you ever seen the face of immigrant women and wondering what are her daily struggles? What that she has to overcome in order to survive in a foreign country? I am an immigrant woman. Yo soy una mujer inmigrante, and I have endured many difficult experiences. I crossed the border when I was pregnant. I am a survivor of sexual violence by employers. I am a survivor of domestic violence. I was homeless at a certain point of my life. I was undocumented for more than 16 years. I am a survivor of labor exploitation. And I can continue listing horrible experiences that I went through in this country in order to survive. But I choose to focus on my resilience and clean pain. I believe that all human beings deserve opportunities. All human beings. And I look for those opportunities. And I knock on doors many times, until the Latina Leadership Institute at the YWCA invited me to participate in their programs. I attended social services classes at PIMA, including ESL classes. I volunteered at the YWCA for a long time. I learned how to facilitate and develop programs until the staff position was available, and currently, I am the program manager of the Latina Leadership Institute. LLI main focus is to improve the educational, professional, and personal growth of the participant. We provide more than 10 courses, including ESL, GED, and employability skill programs. We serve more than 120 women per year, and participantship goal has increased in their income, finding employment, or starting their own business. However, some women are trapped in the cycle of abuse as I was before. An internal evaluation that was conducted at the YWCA revealed that 65% of the women who attend our programs are survivors of domestic violence. And the number one reason to stay is economic disparities, cultural expectation, or undocumented status. In our circular conversation through deep reflection and storytelling, We support and embrace all cultures, and we seek to dismantle the dynamic of violence. And we are creating legacy. We are healing communities, and we are fostering social change. And I believe that we can reach to more women. We can impact more life, but we need to secure additional funding. Our programs are growing. More than 70 women enroll in our ESL class alone, and we only have one instructor. And mother requests to bring their children, and I say, yes, bring your children. We support that. And very often we are the only space available for them. That's why I'm here. That's why I ask you. Think about the amazing, powerful, and great impact that you have in your hands and how you can support our programs. Just imagine for a moment the power that you have. You can join us to empower women because I believe in opportunities. I believe in you. I believe in them. I believe in human rights because these women are smart, are strong, capable, and human beings who deserve to open their wings above and beyond their current situation and fly. Yo sí creo, I believe.
Thank you, Imelda. Nice pitch. We appreciate that. The YWCA of Southern Arizona. Again, there's the information if you would like to help. Fast pitch 2021 to 707070. Nice and easy to remember. And I'd like to take a moment to give a shout out to my colleagues at Arizona Public Media who produced the videos you're seeing now. My good friends and colleague John Booth, Nina, all the folks responsible for those great videos. Hats off to you for a nice presentation tonight. It really adds to the essence of this event, and we are very appreciative. All right, we'll move on to our next pitch, this one from Sarah Henderson with Job Path. Sarah.
I've wanted to quit so many times, so it kind of just keeps me going.
Laura and her two kids found themselves in Tucson a few years ago with nothing, having escaped an abusive husband and father. At 35, working to rebuild their lives wasn't easy. Laura's oldest was diagnosed with autism and required full-time care. And eventually their abuser found them and ran Laura over with her own car. This cost her her job. She was defeated, but committed to trying again for her kids. She just needed someone to give her a chance to succeed and escape poverty. My name is Sarah Henderson, Program Manager with Job Path, and for over 20 years, our holistic blend of support has helped low-income students succeed in rigorous 2-year or less degree and certification programs that lead to life-changing economic opportunity. For Laura, it was Pima College's practical nursing program. Our students go from making minimum wage to nearly $50,000 a year. For the more than half of Job Path students raising families, this is a game changer. When parents succeed, their kids are more likely to succeed. This is how we create equity and break the cycle of poverty. Now, Job Path services are individualized and designed to support the whole person. Laura needed help with the cost of attending school, but also the expenses that can derail the path to higher education. Job Path was there and paid her rent, kept her lights on, made sure her kids had quality care and food in the pantry. But money isn't the only answer. Our counselor was there when Laura faced the mental and emotional challenges that come with attending school and navigating the system. She was connected with her peers for study and support groups. And when she graduated last fall, she shared that she couldn't have done it without Job Path, that the level of financial, emotional, and peer support was something she never had, felt, or even knew she needed. Laura's story is all too similar to the over 350 other students engaged with Job Path each year. Over 90% of our students graduate, and nearly 90% are employed within 6 months. I'll say it again, this is a game changer. Finishing these programs changes the lives of Job Path students and their families, and it even benefits you and me. When we support education and job attainment, we reduce crime, we reduce public assistance costs, we create a strong workforce to attract business, and we increase spending power for a healthier community. Now, currently, Job Path can support students who are already college ready and in school. But your gift of any amount towards our goal of $100,000 will enable Job Path to make an even bigger impact by allowing us to create a new program in partnership with Pima College for people who are seeking help in finding a degree field, but who need clarity and guidance on that path to success. You can be a part of changing lives with us. Thank you.
And thank you, Sarah. And we want to let you know you can donate by text or on the website if you'd like, a check. You can even donate from your personal philanthropic fund if you so choose. Do that as well. And I'm happy to say, on the heels of Sarah's pitch, we have some good new news to present to you. I guess, thank you, Elisa. So we've received, and we thank you, Mr. Richard Cover, $1,000 donation. That's fantastic. Thanks so much, Mr. Cover. And we're up to 5,205, 5,205 so far. Thank you all for thinking of us and for pitching in to help. This is, the good times are rolling, and we'll keep it going that way. And it's all thanks to you. Our next pitch is coming in from Patrick Robles with the Sunnyside Foundation. Patrick.
For a district like ours, the challenge to continue to support our families is greater than ever.
Connectivity. What does that mean to you? For me, it means being connected to my culture, that Mexican-American upbringing where we're often taught to work hard, even if it means we need a little help along the way. It also means being connected to mi comunidad, my community, the south side of Tucson, a side of town often plagued with negative stereotype and struggle, yet we persevere. Lastly, it also means being connected to technology. It is no secret that we have had to adjust our way of life while we deal with this pandemic. My friends, my name is Patrick Robles, and I'm a board member for the Sunnyside Unified School District Foundation. We're a nonprofit organization focused on uplifting students and educators in the Sunnyside Unified School District and the folks who live in the greater Southside community. We do that by connecting educators with the resources that they so critically need and by connecting families like mine who are struggling to make ends meet. It was through this foundation that I first got connected with an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and compete in a debate competition. Opportunities like these really shaped my life and inspired me to give back to my community. Whether that be waking up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning to pack nearly 1,700 food boxes for my neighbors, or spending my spare time in that July monsoon heat registering my fellow young people to vote. The kid that boarded that plane to D.C. 6 years ago would have never guessed that I'd be doing this today, that I'd be sitting on the board of the Sunnyside Foundation making decisions that will positively impact our community. I'm grateful to the foundation for connecting my sixth grade class to the financial resources that got us to our nation's capital. Today, we are greeted with new challenges and our work has expanded tremendously. There are kindergartners who don't have access to a basic internet connection, while we invested $126,000 in digital equity support. There are seventh graders who don't have enough food at home. That's why we fed nearly 2,000 households. And there are 10th graders who are contacting us on behalf of their families because they're struggling to keep the utilities on at home. That's why we invested $51,000 to help those families. When you connect with us, you are helping us ensure that these resources remain available para nuestro futuro. In our community, we have $5 donors to $5,000 donors because everybody is connected to the mission of serving our community. Our $10 donors are helping cover the monthly bill of internet for a family of 4, while our $10,000 donors are helping educators build out their remote classroom. Our $100 donors are helping folks cover their grocery bills. And if we were so lucky to receive a $100,000 donation, we'd be steps closer to installing internet towers in the most technologically isolated parts of our community. At the end of the day, you are connecting educators to educational resources, families to a less stressful future, and students like me to an equitable education. Gracias.
Patrick, thank you so much. Obviously, a lot riding on your shoulders and on the foundations for those families you talked about. We appreciate it. And again, there's the information. You can text Fast Pitch 2021 707070. And we thank you for your help. It's great. So far, we're having a great evening. Thank you so much. Well, time for another pitch now. We're going to welcome in Michael Brasher from the organization called Boys to Men Tucson.
They're giving you wind to guide your own sail.
You feel more like a part of a team, like you're actually like something out there, not just by yourself.
Got it! Got it! Yeah!
Woo! An old proverb states that if the men of the tribe don't initiate the boys into manhood, the boys will burn down the village just to feel the heat. When we think about how that applies today, 1, too many boys are growing up without a single loving, devoted man in their life. And 2, they're bombarded with harmful messages about what it means to be a man. There are clear connections between the ways that we're raising boys today and the crises of school shootings, gender-based and sexual violence, and the disproportionately high rates of addiction, depression, and suicide. As a young man, I was suffering and angry until I encountered men's work. I'm talking about those sacred spaces where boys and men have the courage to let down our guard, be vulnerable, and ask for help. That's the work of Boys to Men Tucson. We emerged as a grassroots response to a problem. Too many women left to do 100% of the work to raise the next generation. 10 years ago, a group of single moms whose sons were becoming teenagers called on the men in their neighborhood to step up to support their boys. And the men showed up. Last year, each week, 80 screened, trained adult male mentors served nearly 300 boys and masculine-identified youth through group mentorship talking circles across high schools in Tucson. Consider Marcelino's story. He was forced to help raise 13 children from the time that he was only 8 years old. By 9th grade, he was suicidal and not a single person knew about it. He'll tell you that the Boys to Men group mentorship circle at Tucson High School saved his life. Today, he's back as a mentor and he trains our incoming volunteers. Folks, that is success. While all of our participants, on average, experience a 25% improvement in grades, the bottom line here is that when men and boys practice wholeness together, our communities are safer. Now, as the only full-time staff member, I can tell you that our primary challenge is demand for this work far exceeds our capacity. While volunteers run these groups, our work to prepare and to administer them means that on an annual basis, a weekly circle reaching 20 boys will cost us $5,000. Today, I am asking for your help to raise $100,000 so that we can hire another full-time staff member, expand into 20 more schools, and reach 400 more boys. New generations of young men who are devoted to healing their communities. Together, let's honor the words of reformer Frederick Douglass when he said it is far easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. Thank you.
Michael, thank you so much for your Boys to Men pitch. That was the name of a boy band once upon a time, not so long ago, but this an entirely different goal and cause, and a very worthwhile one. And if you're interested in helping out Boys to Men, please text Fast Pitch 2021 to the 7 zeros times 3, 70 70 70. And we thank you so much. Time for another update as the help rolls in from you and the good news. And Hattie, thank you very much. A good friend of the Tucson community, a friend of mine, have known him for years, and many of you know him, former Tucson Mayor Jonathan Rothschild just made a generous donation. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Always good to hear from you, and we appreciate your support in this effort. We're up to $8,125, and there are 324 screens logged in, as I mentioned before, around the world. And that's what this is all about this evening now, the broader community coming together here in Tucson and all those states and cities I talked about, and in foreign countries, Mexico, Japan, Australia, all over the place. People who care enough, who are so invested in these causes and in the good works that these nonprofits are trying to do, that they've taken the time and the trouble to log in and help us out. The business community has come together, individuals like you, and we thank you so much. And I have a rather, well, not too long list of folks to thank for their involvement in this, that we want to thank you right now formally on screen. Our visionary sponsors are among us. And we start with our Community Catalyst sponsor, and that would be TMC Healthcare, our big presenter tonight. So involved in the community, far-reaching, doing so much good end-to-end, year-round, in COVID times and non-COVID times. TMC has been a rock of Gibraltar in this community, and we thank all of the first responders, the healthcare professionals, the folks at TMC and at other hospitals and medical facilities in town who have gone out of their way and put their lives and their health in jeopardy to help us weather this COVID epidemic over the past year. TMC Healthcare doing yet more good. Here they are tonight is our bedrock presenter, and we thank you very, very much.
Change is here. And with change, there's new ways to care for you and keep you safe. At TMC, change is met with perseverance, dedication, and a commitment to serving all the community's healthcare needs safely and compassionately. Because behind every mask, there's still a smile. That's the way it's been for over 75 years, and that will never change. TMC, safe and ready to care for you.
And once again, thank you, TMC, and everyone associated with your tremendous organization. Our Community Catalyst sponsor, the Connie Hillman Family Foundation, a very generous involvement tonight, that $50,000 matching pledge for your donations. We thank you. Our innovator sponsors, Peggy and Steve Goulding, Tucson Electric Power, U of A Tech Parks, and Arizona Public Media. Thank you all. Our collaborator sponsors, Ann Maley and Tim Schaffner, Jewish Community Foundation and Jewish Federation of Southern Arizona, City, Arizona Complete Health, Community Foundation for Southern Arizona, and the Marshall Foundation. We want to thank Joanne and Howie Adams, UBS Financial, Aaron and Myron Rottenstein, Tucson Federal Credit Union, Nextrio, Biz Tucson, Desert Leaf, KXCI Community Radio, and the Live Theater Workshop. Thank you all so much for your involvement. Our Explorer sponsors to thank Gadabout Salon and Spas and Startup Tucson. We are grateful. And our connector sponsors, Beth Miller and Chip Perry, Sarah Simpson, Susan Comstock and Mark Rolfs, Ann and John Duffy, and Amy Charles and Steve McMillan. Thank you so much. We're so impressed with the way you and everyone else has come together to help in this wonderful, wonderful effort, now needed more than ever. As I mentioned before, after the year we've had, everyone could use a little help, but especially these nonprofits. Okay, time now to continue with our presenters, and we will move on to Raymond Wells, who comes to us from TMM Family Services. Raymond.
My wife and I were staying in a storage facility.
They gave me and my children a home right away. I love it here.
Yay! I'm so excited for you. This is gonna be awesome. It's okay, you're good.
Children growing up in stable homes not only thrive in school, but find success outside the classroom and beyond. Looking back, I believe this is what my grandmother had in mind when she took in my family 32 years ago to prevent us from being homeless. For 8 months living with my grandmother, I shared a bedroom with my mom and my younger brother Kevin until my grandmother co-signed for an apartment to help out my mom. My grandmother was the bridge my mother needed to get from hardship back to independence. Without her filling in the gaps, I'm not sure I'd be the man I am today, a man dedicated and determined to be a bridge for my community like my grandmother was for my family. My name is Raymond Wells. I am the Development Director for TMM Family Services. Started in 1974 as Tucson Metropolitan Ministries, our programs combat the growing housing crisis right here in our state. In Arizona, there are only 30 affordable homes per 100 renters in need. 1 out of 4 seniors in Pima County do not have adequate affordable housing. To fill the growing housing gap, our main campus offers 93 affordable housing units to a diverse population of women, seniors, and veterans. But today I want to focus on the families we serve. The TMM Family Journey Program gives women fleeing abuse and single mothers a safe and secure place to call home. Using our Housing First model, we identify needs to help prevent any return to homelessness or an environment that may be unsafe. Women in our program receive wraparound support services that include case management, financial literacy training, and life skills development training to help them transition from dependency to self-sufficiency. Now, I know I'm only 41 years old, but working for TMM makes me feel so much like my grandmother. I get to offer a helping hand to members of my community at their most vulnerable time of need. Our programs at TMM are never a handout, but rather we see them as a hand up for women and mothers like mine who needed assistance to create a beautiful life for her sons. We can do so much more, but we don't have the means or the staff right now to accept more families. But with your help and support, we can increase our staff and double the number of families that we serve. At TMM, we say a house is a home when it shelters the body and comforts the soul. Please find it in your heart today to give that home to a family in need. Thank you.
Raymond, thank you so much. Nice job for TMM Family Services. And we understand you're a former football player, and that 41-year-old energy, putting it all into TMM now and doing a world of good for everyone. So congratulations and thank you. And if you'd like to help out Raymond and TMM, again, there's the information. I'll say it again, Fast Pitch 2021 to 7070 70. And the updates keep rolling in, the numbers keep getting bigger, and I'm happy to take this from Brittany and tell you we're up to $11,000. Thank you, Brittany. $11,500. We've received a $2,000 donation from Elise Hirschberg through the Hirschberg Family Donor Advised Fund, and that's held at the Jewish Community Foundation. So Elise, to you and the Hirschberg family, thank you so much for supporting this worthwhile effort and these wonderful nonprofits, people like you that make the world go round, and you just made it go a little further. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next pitch now. Hope you're enjoying the videos and meeting the personalities behind this, folks who work tirelessly year-round behind the scenes to make things happen in the community through their nonprofits. Our next guest is Yvonne Peischer from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson. Yvonne.
Welcome to the club!
Have you ever felt trapped, scared, alone, thinking that this was it? There was no way out. But through those difficult times, were there one or two people who opened the door to hope, to new possibilities, making you the person you are today? Well, I have, and I know exactly what that feels like. My name is Yvonne Peischer, and I am with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson. And for over 60 years, our clubhouses have been that safe haven, that home away from home and a beacon of hope to thousands of vulnerable and underserved kids and teens across all 6 of our clubhouses, serving over 12,000 youth in 2019 alone. And I'm here today to share with you what we do by telling you the story of Leah. I remember when I first met Leah. It was at our Youth of the Year competition, a leadership recognition program designed for teens to share their story and the positive impact the clubs have made on their lives. In her own words, Leah grew up living in constant turmoil and fear. She and her family would have to lock themselves up in her bedroom, terrified as her father would march through the hallways yelling, "Open up this door," attempting to break it down, blaming them for the mistakes he made, forcing the family to think that his drug and alcohol addiction and aggressive abusive nature was their fault, using the threat of suicide to control and manipulate the family, making them believe that without him, they were nothing. Broken, confused, Leah didn't know what to do, so she called her clubhouse staff. We found the family running down the street, fearing for their lives. We found them a place to stay, but most importantly, we provided a sense of family. And sometimes we're the only family these kids have. Despite the adversity Leah faced at home, the discrimination from coming out as gay, and getting bullied in school, the club was her only safe place. Because of our programs, Leah was an honor roll student. She received the Mexican American Academic Achievement Award in high school and was even the first person in her family to attend college, receiving countless scholarships through supporters just like you. She discovered her passion for art and was named regional first place winner in the club's national fine arts competition. She even became a leader, mentoring others in her clubhouse and becoming an active volunteer with other organizations. She even had the opportunity to travel outside of Tucson for the very first time. Having been a club member for more than 10 years, Leah was given the access to experiences and opportunities to better her life for the future, developing the tools needed to succeed. With your investment to Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson, we will continue to keep our doors open and serve youth who need us most, youth who are just like Leah. Together, we will make an impact. We will bridge gaps, provide safe spaces, and empower youth to reach and achieve their goals, knowing that their current circumstance doesn't have to define their future. From struggle to strength, Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson is a path to resilience. Thank you.
And Yvonne, thank you for a nice pitch. Boys and Girls Clubs does a lot of good in this community. And if you'd like to help them out, you may know someone whose life they have touched. A lot of people in this town over the years, that's the case. You can help them out, Fast Pitch 2021, with that magic number 707070. And I'd like to remind you now, we do have a $50,000 matching gift fund tonight through the generosity of the Connie Hillman Family Foundation. So donations that you make are multiplied through that generosity. So please keep that in mind as you decide who to help, when to help, how much to help. A personal decision, but whatever you decide. Again, thank you so much to our worldwide community tonight. We have another pitch coming up now with Vince Flores, and Vince is with the Native Music Coalition. Vince?
Wa'a anamecha itan ai. Uta'a itan macha. Wakus itan tekia. Wamechoki itan yoyoam.
American Indian reservations across the United States have a beauty to the land, a beauty to the people, and a beauty to the culture unlike any other. But surrounding this beauty is a darkness. While indigenous people make up just 2% of America's population, the rate of alcohol and substance abuse is nearly double that of their neighboring cities. Today's Native youth are challenged with the decision of picking up a bottle or picking up a feather. Native Music Coalition's board members and I grew up on indigenous land. We understand the cultural barriers our children face, the clouds of stigmas over our communities. We're sometimes seen as criminals or incapable of obtaining a proper education. I was seen as this. And like today's Native youth, I had feelings of shame and doubt. I felt lost. I didn't see myself as someone who deserved a good life. But it wasn't until I first heard the drum. I was drawn to it. It soothed the pain I didn't quite understand. Through the teachings of the songs and the drum, I began to see the importance of me, my family, my community, and our future, the children. Today, our indigenous culture is at risk of being lost. Drugs and alcohol tear apart our communities. But as we get closer to spirituality, we move away from addictions. This is where Native Music Coalition work begins. We help Native youth find and restore their indigenous identity through music, gourd rattle making, drum making, and our mentorship program. The youth begin to be empowered, channeling that same resiliency our ancestors have possessed over the last 500 years. Native Music Coalition holds on to hope for others who don't have hope for themselves. Mike, at age 15, lost his mother. Then he came to us and he learned how to make a drum. The drum symbolizes the heartbeat, the first thing we feel as we're in our mother's womb. The drum, in Mike's case, connecting Mike back to his mother, providing him the comfort he needed, soothing his pain, allowing him to heal. Today, Native Music Coalition is in urgent need of $100,000 for 2 full-time employees. This would allow us to extend our reach from 500 to 900 people, providing the resources and tools needed for today's Native youth to achieve and maintain wellness. Native Music Coalition invites you to walk with us on our journey to empowering the next generation to reach for the feather and not the bottle. Chocotesia. Thank you.
Thank you. Native Music Coalition. There's a lot of beautiful Native music in the Southwest, and anything to perpetuate that is a wonderful thing. You can help Native Music Coalition by texting Fast Pitch 2021 to 707070. And Vince, thank you so much for a nice job with that. Always been a fan of Native American music. It's beautiful. You know, we're on a roll, folks. I got to tell you, rolling in right now are the latest numbers. Elisa, thank you so much. And I want to read off some of the things that have happened just even during that pitch. Now, we've received a $500 donation from Miguel Cruz, a personal donation. Miguel is with our sponsor, Tucson Federal Credit Union. So, Miguel, thank you so much. We are up to $16,055 total right now. Nice number. Thank you so much. Donated by over 60 people at this point. One of those people I found out is my lovely and wonderful wife, Susan, who just connected on the internet. So Susan, thanks for watching, and thanks for the donation. That's great. I'm glad to know you're watching. We also received a $300 donation from Graham Hoffman, who is the CEO of the Jewish Community Foundation. Graham, thank you very, very much for that. And we received a $500 donation, multiple donations of $500. One of those from Tom and Candy Grogan. So we thank you so much for supporting these wonderful nonprofits and helping us out here tonight with Fast Pitch and our bit of spring training that we're in the thick of right now. So the good news keeps coming. Let's keep it going. If you haven't donated, if you haven't had a chance to connect yet, please do so, and we'll be very grateful. Okay, back to the pledges now. And Margot DiConcini with Therapeutic Riding of Tucson, known as Trot. Margot.
The first few lessons, Alec was terrified.
To see how far he's come, the communication back and forth, you can't put words to it.
Growing up with horses, I've always known the healing powers they possess. But it wasn't until I volunteered at Trot was I able to witness the magic of the human-horse connection. From that moment, 16 years ago, every choice I have made and every degree I have earned starts and ends with Trot. I'm Margot DiConcini, and I'm the Development Director for Therapeutic Riding of Tucson. I want to tell you about the rider who changed it all for me. I'll call her Emma. She was 6 years old and diagnosed with a disorder that affected her nervous system. She was dependent on others for her daily needs, like getting dressed and feeding herself, and she wasn't able to walk. But when she was on the back of her equine companion, I swear she could fly. Our society limits the potential of individuals affected by disabilities, judging what someone can't do by their appearance, diagnosis, or disability. Someone looking at Emma might think she'd never be able to live independently, or even ride a horse for that matter. Trot was founded 47 years ago to help individuals with cognitive or physical disabilities. Today, we're proud to be the only facility certified to provide life-changing therapies for people like Emma in the greater Tucson community. And we are dedicated to empowering the most vulnerable individuals to live life without barriers.
The magic happening at Trot is unforgettable. Trot is a safe space where children learn how to walk and speak their first words, a place where military veterans overcome obstacles and ease back into civilian life, a haven where first responders find solace and refill their cup, and a place where all individuals turn I can't and I won't into I can and I will. Trot gave Emma the chance at life, the chance to feel empowered and in control of her own body. The little girl who no one thought would survive is living an independent life and can be found walking confidently to classes at the U of A. And then came COVID, which has been treacherous on the fragile populations we serve. Across the Tucson community, people are regressing in virtual environments. But our participants at Trot, they're thriving because all of our therapeutic programs are facilitated outside in the fresh air and under strict safety measures. Trot serves over 250 people a year, and it costs $5,000 to serve one for 1 year. In our history, we have never turned anyone away, but the need in our community for hands-on essential services is astronomical. We are over our maximum capacity and need your help more than ever. Your support will take us to the next level by expanding programs so we will never have to think of turning anyone away. Your contribution today will help all of our riders fly, and together we can change lives just like Emma's, one stride at a time.
Margot, thank you so much, and great to see those kids on the horses. Wonderful video, always a beautiful sight, watching the kids ride like that. And therapeutic riding, a very important effort in this community. If you'd like to help, I'll say it again, Fast Pitch 2021 to 70 70 70. And apparently what we're saying and what we're doing is working, everyone, because the hits keep coming and the numbers keep rolling in. Hattie has some new numbers for me and some great news and information. Thank you so much. Lots to read here. Every time I turn around, there's something else scrawled, and it's all good news. Total raise, $24,886. Over 75 donors made that happen. There's a lot of this going on in the room right now that you can't see, but I can. So I'll do it so you can see it as well. We want to thank the Community Foundation of Southern Arizona, who's here with us tonight, lending support to this effort, as well as the Jewish Community Foundation. People with those organizations are here at the U of A Tech Parks with us, lending support, and we thank you so much for being one of our backbones and making things happen. I want to thank Kent Burbank and Vicente Talanquer. Their fund, they donated $1,000 at the Community Foundation of Southern Arizona. Kent Burbank and Vicente Talanquer, we thank you so much for your generous support. And we have a new partner to thank in a big way, $2,500 from Jeff and Carrie Sylvan, their donor-advised fund at the Jewish Community Foundation. So Jeff and Carrie Sylvan, thank you so much for your wonderful support. And it's great to see the floodgates opening like this and good things happening. And we have not finished yet. Much more to come, including our next pitch, our next fast pitch. And this one comes from Danny Howe with Second Chance Tucson. Take it away, Danny.
I was looking at 68 years in prison.
I was charged with narcotic drugs.
15 years old, I went to prison with a life sentence.
Just because you get a no, that's just one more step before you get your yes.
One mistake shouldn't define who we are and what we've done. We have a lot to offer.
This is now my life after 10 plus years of what I went through.
I just want everybody to realize their full potential. I believe everybody should get a second chance.
Age 9, possession of marijuana. Age 15, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Age 17, gun and drug charges. Age 18, drive-by shooting, aggravated assault, and attempted murder. Age 26, more gun and drug charges. Hello, my name's Danny Howe, board member of Second Chance Tucson, and that is my story. Unfortunately, it's similar to many and talked about by few. I was an 18-year-old facing over 70 years in prison. Luckily, I only had to serve a 4-year sentence, which you think would open my eyes. However, I was rearrested within a few years of getting out. According to a recent Bureau of Justice report, 2 out of 3 inmates will be rearrested within 3 years of their release, and I became that statistic. In 2013, I was given my second chance. An employer provided me with an opportunity to tell my story to former inmates. In talking to this demographic, the most common questions needing answers are those like, how do you secure housing? How do you find employment? And how do you get people to listen to you after learning that you have a criminal background? And hearing these questions over and over again were my call to action. And that's what led me to join Second Chance Tucson, where we provide many services in our community. Some of our most engaging events are that we host a yearly job fair. This is where we bring in employers from all sectors and industries. And in our first year, we had about 500 job seekers and roughly 20 employers. In our last job fair, though, we had over 1,500 job seekers and over 50 employers. We also host an annual symposium. This is where we bring in lawmakers, law enforcement agencies, and employers, and we educate them on the benefits of hiring those deserving of a second chance. And due to the pandemic, we've utilized virtual platforms, which has amplified this event across the country. Brandon, a former inmate turned firefighter out of California, spoke at this event, speaking on the benefits of hiring returning citizens in his state. My most favorite event, though, is our volunteer day of service. This is where we get our clients, some who are currently incarcerated, and we give back to the community. Over the last few years, we've partnered with Pima Animal Care Center, where we get dogs out of cages and we get to walk them around the park for a few hours. And we encourage our participants to bring their families and friends to build positive relationships. Second Chance Tucson has recently earned its nonprofit status, and we would love to grow what we do. Everything that you heard me talk about today has been done with 100% volunteers. So hiring a dedicated individual will help us double our impact. And every gift makes a difference. $23 helps someone like Brandon get a haircut for his next job interview. $500 helps us secure our next job fair location. And our goal of $35,000 helps us hire our very first employee. We've learned that if you connect individuals early in their release to the needed resources, it helps them from becoming a statistic like I was. And this not only helps the individual, this helps their families and our whole community. Thank you.
Danny, thank you so much. Nice job pitching for Second Chance tonight. And if you'd like to help that organization, Fast Pitch 2021 to the magical 770-7070. And I want to thank all of our pitchers tonight who came out for spring training. That's what's happening here in Arizona this time of year, mostly up in Phoenix, but we have Major League Baseball teams in the state throwing their own fast pitches. We have our own version down here. Thank you all for doing a wonderful job, jumping in front of that video camera and just making it happen for your organization. Not an easy thing to do, a lot harder than it looks, but you all did a wonderful job, and we sure appreciate it. Time for some fun for you, the audience now, even more fun, I should say, the Audience Choice Award. And right before I get into that, I want to show you what our audience is doing for us and for these organizations tonight. New numbers, more good news to share with you, and then I'll set up how you can participate. Thank you so much. Mary Swigel at Desert Leaf, Tucson, thank you for your donation. Dale and Clancy Hahn, thank you for your donation. Lisa Shipek, a former Fast Pitch participant, pitched in tonight. And Lisa, we thank you for thinking of us and remembering us and contributing tonight. The total's up to a rockin' $28,650, over 85 separate donations so far tonight, and more to come. So thank you very much. It is extremely appreciated. You know, at the very beginning of tonight's presentation, I mentioned that we are at the U of A Tech Parks. It's in Tucson, Arizona. Those of you here, of course, know that, but it is a well-kept secret, as we've been talking in the last few minutes. It's a huge campus, sprawling with huge buildings, and inside those buildings, cutting-edge technology, leading companies in all facets of industry. It's a wonderful place. Great big things are happening here. and the U of A and Tucson are proud to be associated with it. And I want to tell you a little bit about the person who runs this massive place doing wonderful things. Her name is Carol Stewart. Carol is Associate Vice President for Innovation here, the Center for Innovation at the U of A, Technology Business Incubator. She's Associate Vice President and President of the University of Arizona Center for Innovation. So Carol wears a couple of hats and has a lot of responsibility for this big, beautiful tech park. And she's one of our hosts tonight. She's has more than 20 years experience working in research parks and commercializing technology, business incubation, government relations, business development. As I mentioned, very cutting edge items all around. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Carol Stewart to say a few words to you. Carol?
Great. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to be involved in Social Venture Partners Fast Pitch. I touched down in Tucson about 2 years ago as I was recruited here to the University of Arizona from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. I was part of the innovation boom in the Waterloo-Toronto corridor and worked with giants such as Google, SAP, BlackBerry, and Airbus, along with up-and-coming startups turned unicorns, Kick and Applyboard. We created a robust innovation ecosystem from the ground up by cultivating and coordinating resources to create a super network. It was here that I first connected with Social Venture Partners. Built into the fabric of Waterloo's tech success was the strong spirit of philanthropy. Social Venture Partners worked alongside our incubator companies in the Research and Technology Park. Giving back to the community was part of the DNA and role modeled by successful entrepreneurs such as the co-CEOs of BlackBerry, giving back hundreds of millions of dollars to the community and the universities. When I was considering taking this position at the U of A and leading the technology parks and incubator, the UA Center for Innovation, I took a good look at the Tucson community. What was the business climate like? What was the vibe of the community? How does Tucson come together to bring wins to the region? Can I even make an impact? As I explored, I saw the world-class potential of Tucson. I made the decision to live in Tucson, and the community welcomed me with open arms, and I quickly connected with the business and the university communities. There is a love of place in Tucson that's also known as topophilia. In the tech park world, I often see myself as the traffic conductor for opportunities. When I learned that Tucson has many nonprofits, I immediately wanted to connect the great work of the university and business community to the nonprofit organizations. I see so much potential in this arena to come together, unite forces, and accelerate the impact. In business, we cannot get comfortable. We must always strive for the next level of success. We need to work together to create innovation solutions to the challenges we face as a community. And this fast pitch class represents those solutions. SVP is a global entity that plays such a pivotal role in our region. They come alongside our nonprofit leaders, mentor them, provide resources, and set them up for success. Much like our role at the incubator, we see a higher rate of success when startups are supported or surrounded by support. Their success rate nearly doubles compared to startups that try it on their own. Social venture partners go beyond traditional philanthropy. They connect and engage individuals with nonprofit leaders. They align common causes, thus strengthening the nonprofit organization and making the greatest impact with the resources donated. It takes a village to raise a startup, and it takes an entire community to support our social innovators in the nonprofit sector. Now, I cannot let the opportunity pass to take $1 and turn it into $2. So the UA Tech Park will donate $1,000, and we challenge every corporation that's online tonight to do the same. So lend your expertise and your resources to be part of creating something grand and help build a world-class Tucson. Let me pass the program back to Tom so we can jump into the awards ceremony. Thank you.
All right, it is the time we have all been waiting for. I'm back with Sierra Garcia of Social Venture Partners. Time to get down to the awards and what it's all about tonight. Before I do that, I want to thank everyone involved tonight. You've watched a lot of presentations. Our nonprofit leaders did a wonderful job on camera. Arizona Public Media did a great job producing some of the video you saw up front. And then our nonprofit leaders were shot by VIP Productions, who did a great job bringing out the natural and the sincerity and just the essence of what they were trying to communicate. So nice job all around for everyone. And boy, we've got money to hand out and pats on the back and everything now. So,
we certainly do.
yeah.
And I want to thank the class of 2021. They're now in the room with us here. They've done such a phenomenal job, and it's been an honor to support all of them.
And we thank you. Yeah, nice job. And you'll be seeing them very, very shortly, because earlier this evening, each of the nonprofits received a $500 check from the Marshall Foundation. Marshall Foundation, thank you for pitching in a big way. And you're going to see everyone huddled here. And what you don't know is they're standing out in the wind. I mean, they could have flown away this afternoon, Sierra. The wind was pretty stiff out there. And these folks were trying to hold on to big cardboard checks and have a bite to eat and hold down the tablecloth on their outdoor tables. And they did a wonderful job even before we saw their pitches. So congratulations.
Yes. And so our next award is actually very near and dear to my heart. And this is the Peggy and Steve Goulding Award. It's actually the Steve Goulding Celebration of Life Award. And Steve and his wife, Peggy, are social venture partners. They're very generous philanthropists in the Tucson community. And a few months ago, Steve lost his battle with COVID-19. And so we are granting each of the Fast Pitch participants $2,000 in celebration of Steve Goulding. And again, we've got pictures of them outside accepting their checks earlier this evening. So thank you, Peggy. And I know that Steve's memory lives on in his kindness and generosity to our Tucson community.
Yeah, we're so sorry to hear about the loss to the community, to your organization, someone who was near and dear to you and so many of the folks that you work with, Steve Goulding. So a special night. It makes this effort even more special. Along with that award, there are 8 more awards to give away here. So we'll get busy with that. We have 8 awards, and each has been decided by a different group. Now, our nonprofits can win more than one award, so that's kind of a nice thing. You know, you're in it to win it until the end of the night, so you could end up a multiple winner. We don't know the winners yet. We're going to be finding out right along with you right now, and we're going to start off with the Maylee Schaffner Innovative Solutions Award. And that goes to?
Okay, so that award goes to Native Music Coalition.
All right.
Come on up here.
Come on up.
Thank you, Vince.
Nice work, Vince. Nice work. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Vince.
We have a sea of photographers out here. We're posing for pictures with each of our winners. You see it in the worldwide press first thing tomorrow morning. Our next award, Sierra, is the Arizona Complete Health Community Transformation Award. And that goes to, and again, we don't know.
Okay. So that award goes to Boys to Men.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Michael.
Nice work, Michael.
Thank you.
More awards to come, including the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona Equity Award. Goes to?
Okay. This one also goes to Native Music Coalition.
All right.
Welcome back, Vince. As Tom said, we don't know who's going to win these awards, and clearly sometimes people win more than one.
Yeah, and it happened. Like lightning, it just happened. Thanks, Vince. Congratulations. Okay, we are up to the City Welcome What's Next Award, and that goes to?
Okay, so that award goes to the YWCA.
All right.
Congratulations, Imelda.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, good going. The SVP Tucson Award is next. Very close to your heart, Sierra. The Social Venture Partners Award of the night.
Okay, and this award goes to Sunnyside Foundation. Congratulations, Patrick.
Good work. All right. Thank you so much.
Lots of excitement here tonight.
There are some big cardboard checks walking off this stage tonight. Okay, I want to make sure I'm in line here for the next award. The Connie Hillman Family Foundation Community Catalyst Award goes to?
Okay, and this one goes to Boys to Men.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, Michael. So the
Congrats.
Connie Hillman Family Foundation is one of our most significant supporters. And so in addition to the $50,000 match, they have granted 2 $15,000 awards this evening.
They're behind you.
They are.
And you need that, and that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Connie Hillman Family Foundation. Okay, we're going to have a donation update in a second before I give you the award du jour, the Audience Choice Award. Thank you, Brittany. Oh, there's lots to read. Okay. Do you want to take the first page?
Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. So lots of donations coming in. We have Helene Levy. Thank you so much. Helene is actually the founder of SVP Tucson. Eric and Liz Groskind, they're SVP partners. Allison and Richard Valancourt, more SVP partners. Shannon and Eric Kucher, also SVP partners. Thank you all for showing up and supporting our nonprofits.
Rob and Lori K. Glazer, thank you for a very generous donation. Dot Kret, thank you. Aaron Rottenstein and Stephanie Bowers, thank you so much for a nice donation. Teresa and Brandon Matheson through Clayton Matheson Memorial Donor Advised Fund. We thank you for your award. Their fund also at the Jewish Community Foundation. We're up to $47,000.
Wow.
So we thank,
We've got another
it gets
update.
better. Hold on, please.
Okay, you've got to read this one, Tom.
We hit $50,031 right here. Nice work. Thank you all so much. It's been a great night, and it caps off with the most exciting award of the night, the Audience Choice Award.
So real quickly, Tom, we actually have one more check to give out before that.
Okay.
We have a second donation from the Connie Hillman Family Foundation.
Very good.
This is the Connie Hillman Family Foundation Impact Award.
You're right.
And that one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. Goes to Second Chance.
All righty. Congratulations.
Thank you, Danny. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the Connie Hillman Foundation's so involved. They're all over the page. I'm glad you called that one out. Okay, the Audience Choice Award includes a TEP Power to the People $15,000 grant. Wow, feature article in Biz Tucson magazine, featured spotlighted idea funding, and a corporate innovation course with Startup Tucson. The winner chosen by you through our Text to Vote campaign. So without further ado, Sierra.
Okay.
Who got it? Okay.
And this one goes to Second Chance.
Nice.
Welcome back.
Congrats.
Okay, thank you, Danny. Oh. Okay. So Brittany has just given us another note, and Social Venture Partners would like to give an additional $1,000 to the following nonprofits: Boys and Girls Club, Make Way for Books, TMM Family Services, Job Path, and Trot. So thank you all.
Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation tonight and your fast pitches. They were wonderful. I want to thank all of you for dialing in from all around the globe and helping us out with a great effort. And gosh, Sierra, it's been a good night. It has such a nice feel about it. Yeah. The proof is in the pudding, and there's a lot of pudding going around right now. We thank you, and it's not over till it's over. So if you would like to donate, please be aware you can still do that even after this evening. There are ways to do it through the website or texting, and you have all of that information in the same places we've been giving you throughout the program. And we want to thank you for being with us for this entire presentation. Sierra, great job by your organization, and Beth Miller is joining us right now.
Yes, and I want to say thank you to Beth Miller. Beth is the chair of Fast Pitch this year. She's been our fearless leader through this entire process, and we couldn't have done this without you. So she's been behind the scenes all evening and for the past few months. So let's give a round of applause to Beth.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. So once again, wonderful job by everyone. Please keep this effort in mind, Social Venture Partners. Please keep these nonprofits in mind throughout the year. We're not out of COVID yet, but things are looking a lot better. But even in more normal times, these are the organizations trying to do so much good. And for them, it's not a job, it's a vocation. Helping people, making the community better, helping us work through the societal changes, monumental ones that we've seen and endured and experienced this past year. It's been what a ride, Sierra, but your organization and all these folks are doing wonderful work, and we can't say enough good about you.
No, thank you so much. And it's really an honor to support the Fast Pitch class of 2021. Yeah. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This has been a wonderful evening. You'll be able to continue to donate. It looks like we have another update for you. So okay. We're going to have to share more updates later via email so we can keep you coming on. Oh, okay. So this isn't a donation update, but we would like you to know that Social Venture Partners has an event on March 30th from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. And if you would like to learn more about us and our work to make community change, we hope you will tune in. If you purchased a ticket or are on our email list, you'll get an email about that. If you're not on our list, please reach out via our website. We would love to connect with you.
All right. And to most of you, we say good night, good evening. To some of you, we say good morning, good afternoon. But again, wherever in the world you've joined us from, thank you again for being a part of this great effort.
Thank you. Good night.